There is a phenomenon that defies the laws of standard attraction, a hidden frequency that operates beneath the surface of social interaction. It is something almost supernatural, a silent transmission that occurs the moment a man who practices semen retention enters a room. It has nothing to do with the symmetry of your face, the brand of your watch, or the rehearsed lines you speak to fill the silence. It is something far deeper, a visceral reality that cannot be explained by logic alone, but is felt with terrifying clarity on an emotional and spiritual level. When a man walks the razor's edge of control, when he masters the art of restraint and absolute discipline, his entire energetic signature shifts. His aura mutates from a flickering candle into a blinding sun. His presence becomes heavier, denser, and magnetic in a way that is impossible to ignore. Women, who are biologically wired to detect the subtleties of genetic and energetic power, sense this shift instantly, even when the man is not physically present. They feel a certain echo of him lingering in their minds, a phantom vibration that refuses to fade long after he has walked away. This is the echo effect, a haunting resonance that separates the retained man from the depleted masses. Before we descend further into this rabbit hole of energetic mastery, it is crucial that you align yourself with those who understand this language. Make sure to join the exclusive Telegram channel, the link to which is waiting in the description, for deeper discussions and insights about this intense journey, because once you truly understand the mechanics of the echo effect, you will realize that semen retention doesn't just make you stronger, it makes you unforgettable. When you retain your life force, you are not merely saving a biological fluid, you are compressing a nuclear force within your vessel. Your body begins to radiate a calm, dangerous confidence that creates a disturbance in the atmosphere. Your eyes carry a depth that looks through people rather than at them. Your movements slow down, shedding the anxious twitching of the modern addict, and become deliberate, calculated, and predatory in the most noble sense. You stop chasing the world. You stop begging for attention. You start leading the energy of the room simply by existing within it. Women are not used to this frequency. In fact, they are starving for it. They are accustomed to men who crumble under pressure, men who seek validation like beggars, men who lose themselves in the chaotic storm of their own unchecked desires. The modern dating marketplace is flooded with men who are energetic vacuums, sucking life from those around them because they have none of their own. But when she meets a man who controls his own energy, a man who acts as a generator rather than a consumer, she feels a shock to her system. She feels safe because you are solid, yet she feels curious because you are rare. She feels drawn to you without understanding the mechanics of the pull, like gravity acting on a celestial body. And when you walk away, that energy doesn't disappear. It stays behind like a heavy perfume. It echoes in the corridors of her subconscious. It replays in her thoughts like a song she cannot stop humming, a melody that haunts her quiet moments. You become that rare vibration that the modern world barely produces anymore, a glitch in the matrix of mediocrity. Semen retention changes your internal chemistry, rewiring the very hardware of your brain and body. Your testosterone levels stabilize and optimize, turning you into a more efficient biological machine. Your focus sharpens into a laser beam that cuts through the noise of distraction. Your aura becomes more coherent, more unified, less scattered. You speak less because you no longer feel the need to justify your existence. But when you do speak, your words carry the weight of commandments. You move less, but you command more space. The silence you carry becomes louder than the noise around you, creating a vacuum that others feel compelled to fill with their respect and attention. That is where the echo effect begins in earnest. When your internal power creates external ripples in her emotional field, she may try to distract herself with work, with social media, or with the company of other men. She may try to drown out the signal. But the truth is, those other men will not feel like you. They will taste bland in comparison to your intensity. They will not carry that grounded stillness that feels like the eye of a hurricane. They will not radiate that calm intensity that promises protection and capability. The contrast will remind her of you again and again, highlighting the deficiency in the world around her. This is why semen retention is not just a physical act of abstinence. It is energetic mastery of the highest order. It is the cultivation of something ancient, something primal that civilization has tried to domesticate. You become like a human tuning fork that sets the frequency wherever you go, forcing the environment to harmonize with you. People notice the difference immediately, but women feel it the most because they are naturally more intuitive to the flows of energy and intent. She may not have the vocabulary to describe what is happening to her. She may just say, "There's something about you I can't forget," or "You feel different than other guys." But that something is your life force contained, focused, and directed like a loaded weapon. When a man constantly diffuses his power through cheap release, he weakens the energetic signal that he sends out to the universe. He becomes static noise, easily tuned out and forgotten. but when he retains, that power condenses. It builds up in his aura like pressure in a steam engine. It refines itself into confidence, charisma, and a quiet dominance that does not need to shout. That energy stays with him, seeping into the timbre of his voice, the steadiness of his eye contact, the precision of his gestures. So even if you spend just a short time around a woman, perhaps only a few minutes of interaction, that energy imprints on her psyche. She remembers not the specific words you said, but the feeling of being around you. She remembers the feeling of stability in a chaotic world. It is the feeling of absolute presence, of a man who is entirely here and not lost in his phone or his insecurities. That is the echo. It is not lust in the cheap, pornographic sense. It is resonance. It is the emotional aftershock of a man who carries his essence within himself and refuses to spill it for validation. Think of it like sound waves traveling through water. When you strike a massive bell, the vibration doesn't stop immediately after the hammer creates impact. It continues to hum, filling the air with a frequency that vibrates in the bones of anyone standing near. You, as a man practicing semen retention, are that bell. Your energy resonates beyond physical contact. Traveling through the ether, your discipline hums through her subconscious, creating a background noise of attraction that she cannot turn off. She may move on with her day, attending to her tasks, but the memory of your presence keeps surfacing like a bubble from the deep. The warmth of your voice, the steadiness of your eyes, the grounded confidence in your silence, all of it lingers. It becomes a benchmark for what real masculinity feels like, a standard against which all other men are measured and found wanting. She might find herself comparing every other man to you without realizing she is doing it. And that is not arrogance on your part. That is physics. It is energy. When you retain, your seed becomes your signal, your broadcast tower. It becomes your silent broadcast to the world that you are not a slave to impulse, that you are the master of your own biology. And women, on a deep biological and spiritual level, respond to that frequency with an ancient reverence. They crave that strength because it represents safety, control, and leadership in a world that offers very little of it. They can sense that you are not desperate, that you are not a hungry ghost looking to feed on their validation. They can sense that your worth comes from within, generated by your own discipline. That independence becomes intoxicating, far more addictive than any pickup line or manipulation tactic. The echo effect isn't just emotional either. It is rooted in the physical reality of our species. Studies and anecdotal evidence suggest that women can pick up on pheromonal cues from men with higher testosterone and better hormonal balance. Retention naturally optimizes that chemical signature. You don't even need to say much to convey your value. Your biology speaks for you, broadcasting your vitality on a subliminal channel. Your energy announces your presence before you even open your mouth, clearing the path for you. That is why sometimes when you walk into a room, people turn to look without knowing why, their attention grabbed by an invisible hand. It is the unseen force of a man who is centered within himself, a man who is full, a man who has mastered the most powerful instinct nature gave him and bent it to his will. A man who doesn't spill his potential into a tissue but cultivates it into a force field. When she feels that, her mind starts to replay moments with you like a cinematic highlight reel. Every glance you threw her way, every half smile, every pause between words, each moment takes on weight because of the energy backing it. She may not consciously think about it, but she feels it in her body, in her emotions, and even in her dreams. That is the echo reverberating through her psyche. The energy of retention creates depth, and depth is the rarest commodity in a shallow world. Most men today are scattered, living on the surface of their own lives. Their energy leaks through overindulgence, too much dopamine, too much distraction, and too much neediness. But when you practice retention, you become the polar opposite of the modern male. You become still, focused, mysterious, and unknowable. Your presence becomes medicine for the chaotic energy around you, a soothing balm for the anxiety of the age. Women, by nature, represent the flowing, changing, emotional water. You are meant to be the rock that breaks the wave. Retention makes you that rock, immovable and ancient. It grounds your presence so deeply that she feels stable just being near you, anchoring her own chaos. And when that stability is gone, she feels its absence acutely. She feels a void that other men can't fill because they lack that grounded vibration. They are just more water, more chaos. That is when the echo grows louder, demanding her attention. She replays the way you looked at her, the absolute calm in your energy field. She remembers the way you didn't rush to impress her, the way you didn't fidget or stutter. She recalls the way you simply existed with power, comfortable in your own skin. That image replays in her head because it awakens something in her ancestral memory. It reminds her of what real masculine presence feels like, something she may have never truly encountered before. That is why many women circle back emotionally or physically to men who practice retention, often months or years later. Not because of obsession in a creepy sense, but because of energetic contrast. You represent something real, something timeless and scarce. Semen retention gives you patience, the ability to wait out the storm. It gives you command over your own reactions. It makes you less reactive to tests and drama. It sharpens your intuition, allowing you to see behind the masks people wear. You stop seeking approval and you start attracting opportunities. You stop performing like a circus animal and you start embodying the archetype of the king. The more you retain, the stronger your energetic field becomes, thickening the air around you. And that field doesn't end at your skin. It projects outward, filling the space you occupy. People feel it. They respect it. Women sense it. They are drawn to it. The universe responds to it. Luck seems to favor you. The echo effect is proof that energy transcends time and distance, that we are connected by invisible threads. It is proof that when you master your inner world, the outer world adjusts to accommodate your new reality. So, when you walk away from a woman and she can't stop thinking about you, realize what is happening. It is not witchcraft, and it is not manipulation. It is vibration, pure and simple. It is the invisible imprint of a man in control of himself, leaving a mark on the chaos. You don't need to chase her thoughts. You are already living in them. Your energy lingers naturally, occupying the space you left behind. You don't text her constantly to remind her you exist. She feels you regardless, sensing your phantom limb. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Your retention does the speaking for you, broadcasting your status. The longer you walk this path, the clearer the effect becomes, and the more undeniable the results. You begin to notice how women respond differently to you, with the deference and softness you never saw before. Their eyes linger a little longer, searching yours for answers. Their tone softens, dropping into a more feminine register. Their energy opens up, becoming receptive to your lead. It is because they are subconsciously drawn to your charge, to the battery you have become. You have become rare in a world full of drained, empty men. Your seed becomes your currency, the gold standard of vitality. Your energy becomes your magnet, pulling in what you desire, and the echo effect becomes your silent legacy, the mark you leave on the world. Even if you never see her again, she remembers you as a pivotal encounter. She remembers how she felt when you were around, calm, safe, alive, and electrified. That is the kind of mark semen retention leaves on a soul. It is not loud or obnoxious. It is not desperate or pleading. It is deep, resonant, and permanent. And that depth is what women crave the most, even if they can't articulate it in words. The echo effect is not about control or manipulation of others. It is about alignment with the highest version of yourself. When your masculine energy is aligned and potent, it harmonizes with the feminine in a way that transcends words and logic. You leave an emotional fingerprint that cannot be erased by time or distance. You become a symbol of masculine calm in her memory, a reference point for quality. And the best part is that you don't have to try to do this. You just have to be. You just have to stay disciplined when no one is watching. Stay grounded when the world tries to shake you. Stay aligned with your purpose when distractions call your name. Retention sharpens your purpose because it redirects your focus from pleasure to power. You stop scattering your attention on pixels and fleeting moments and start channeling it into creation and legacy. That creative charge is what women feel emanating from you. It is what lingers in the room after you leave. Because creative energy and sexual energy are the same thing. They are the force of life itself. When you withhold one from frivolous release, the other multiplies exponentially. And that is what makes you magnetic, beyond logic, beyond reason. You stop being a man who seeks attention like a child and become a man who commands it like a king. You stop seeking stimulation from the world and become the source of stimulation for the world. You become her mystery, her question mark, her quiet storm that she wants to navigate. The echo you leave is not noise. It is music. It plays softly in her subconscious, reminding her of a frequency she can't find elsewhere, a song of power and control. So, brother, protect that energy with your life. Guard that seed as if it were the crown jewels. Respect that discipline, for it is the source of your authority. Because what you are holding inside you is not just fluid, it is force. It is life waiting to be transmuted. It is influence waiting to be exerted. The echo effect is proof that your inner energy creates outer attraction. When you master that, you don't need to chase anything in this life. You become the pulse that the world feels without touching. You become unforgettable, not because of what you do, but because of what you are. So keep walking this path, no matter how difficult it gets. Keep refining your energy, burning away the impurities. Keep letting your presence speak louder than words ever could. And when she feels that echo in her mind, let it remind her of the rare power of a man who chooses control over chaos. Let it remind her of a man who chooses purpose over pleasure. Let it remind her of a man who chooses depth over distraction. That is the essence of semen retention. That is the echo that lingers forever. And if this message resonated with you, if you felt the truth of these words in your gut, remember to join the Telegram channel, linked in the description, to connect with others on the same path. And finally, as we close this transmission, please consider contributing using the thanks button below. Your support is the fuel that keeps this signal strong. It allows us to continue spreading this vital message to men who are ready to wake up. Every contribution counts. Thank you for your strength. If this video gave you real value, tap the thanks button. Your support helps me keep creating deeper content like this. Every thanks is a spark that keeps this mission alive. Your support means more than you know.